get into that. Speaking of porcelain, he kindly gave us the 10-minute segment from his upcoming documentary. So this is an exclusive. Okay.
Yeah, I saw this on Braunheiser's stream in bits and pieces, but with Braunheiser drunkenly pausing it and being like, let's go back to this other Owen thing. And we're like, oh, boy. But this is good. I finally watched it today, and I was like, oh, boy, this is going to be good.
All right. So before we press play, let's just give a quick background of what's going on here. Who is Nimmer?
Eric Nimmer is a young guy from Texas who...
Comic.
Yeah, comedian.
Okay.
I was going to get... It's got like 4 words in it.
Sorry.
Comedian!
I apologize. He tells jokes for a living.
It's a young man from Austin, Texas, who claims to have served in the U.S. Marine Corps, then went to law school, then started pursuing comedy. And, Owen Benjamin, I guess, met him at some showcase. They befriended one another, and Owen was like, oh, man, this guy's my ticket to saying the N-word like all I want. Like, if you have a black guy with you and you're like, man, nigger, he's like, yeah, he's cool. He's allowed. He's paying me. It's like, it's like having Jews on the payroll. You get away with a lot more if you just have a Jew on the payroll. They're like, yeah, he's one of us.
One of us.
Nimmer gained most of his, Owen did a GoFundMe for Nimmer.
Okay.
For his special, so he could tape his special, which was basically just his 20 minutes of opening set for Owen.
Okay.
But they raised like $3,000. All of the goodwill, though, and all of the support of Eric Nimmer is very steeped very deeply in the fact that he touts his time in the U.S. Marine Corps. His heroic 4 tours overseas. Now 26 was thrown around a lot. I've only heard myself the term 9 confirmed kills said, but that's still 9 confirmed kills, 4 tours, Marine Corps sniper. The claims start to become more dubious, and then people have seen him on Crowder. He starts to stay. Well, you'll see it all in this video. Anyway,
Sure.
We started digging into Nimmer as part of the Owen thing, and that's when we came to know Chuck Boris, Locomotive Breath. Subscribe to Locomotive Breath. He's the guy that does all the great songs for us, and he's like, dude, we've been trying to fucking do this for like half a year, and nobody cares. Like, there's been nobody who really knows how to get anybody to give a shit that I've got these freedom. But he had the Freedom of Information Act requests. We've seen them. We knew about them a week ago, but we were told not to share them, and it's not our place to fucking... these are our friends. We're not going to go, hey, guys, look what we got.
Right.
We were told, chill, But then Chuck was getting really upset this weekend, and he was like, I don't think anybody's going to care. We're not going to get enough attention on this. And Porcelain even told him, just start doing it on one of the shows, whatever. So he asked me to do it this weekend. We showed the documents. We had the documents live in Austin, Texas. And he was not happy. He started making all his accounts private.
Now, what documents per se?
Freedom of Information Act responses from the Department of Navy and the Army stating that Eric Nimmer was enrolled in the Marine Corps in 2010, spent less than a year, and then he was unenrolled. And it goes on in this video. It'll explain to you how basically unenrollment means that you didn't cut the mustard, basically.
Right.
You either failed out physically or academically, or you were just a shit guy. And then the Army basically confirmed that he in fact had some time in what appears to be the National Guard, but that time was also very brief.
But he said he was in the Marine. He claimed initially he was in the Marine.
He said he did a 4-year term.
Okay.
4 tours in 4 years, which, by the way, that's a dubious claim, too, because what they've been doing a lot now is extending tours instead of sending you on more deployments. So the odds of you going on 4 deployments in 4 years is little to none. The odds of you going on 2 really fucking long ones in 4 years that are miserable is way more likely. But there's a lot of weird numbers that don't add up. So we exposed them this weekend, and now the Bears are in full panic mode. They're panicking.
So it turns out that there's no information he was ever in the Marine Corps.
He got a pay stub from the National Guard for a little while.
So he could have been in the National Guard. Okay.
But he failed out from what appears to paper. Yeah, he was disenrolled, and disenrollment, again, is a very specific category for people that didn't make that aren't
Couldn't
good
do
enough.
it. Right.
So, it's not like he got it, and there is no DD-214 that they have on file. Now, he could easily dispute everything everybody's saying by simply providing his DD-214, and any one of them, any Marine can go get their DD-14 right now. It'll take like a day, and they'll get it. It's because it's your little final report card that everybody gets. Left under what circumstances? Did he rape and murder any children or go crazy? Or is he a good dude or is he a bad dude? That's it. That's all you get. You just get an honorable, or you get a dishonorable, or you'll get like a general under honorable discharge, but you will get discharge paperwork. And he doesn't. He's just hiding.
Okay. So now we have a good background on what happened. Let's play the video. It's a clip from Porcelain's upcoming documentary.
To round off Owen's merry band of gay misfits, token racial buffer Eric Nimmer would join the comedian on tour as his official opener. With a pedestrian set bursting with overly animated urban energy, the glorified open micer struck gold in his partnership with the N-word heavy Owen, and by dancing to the
I love Porcelain.
He's great, right?
N-word heavy Owen.
right-wing tune of this group of mostly white conservatives, Nimmer's ambition of being a serious touring comic would be partly fulfilled, at the minor expense of his pride and dignity.
He's dressed like one of those foil Cadbury cream eggs you get at the fucking...
He's dressed like a background singer for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
It's like a fucking extra from Black Panther.
Child support scarier than the police. That's what I'm telling you, all right? I'm kidding. It's a joke.
By the way, I've watched some of Nimmer's stand-up, and some of the worst part of his stand-up is his badly placed responses to applause. Like the things that, like, as a comic you can tell that are scripted in his head. He knew he was gonna go, it's just a joke, relax, take a break. But like, you're supposed to, when you're on stage, adapt, and if nobody reacts, you don't say that part of the script because then it sounds weird. He's like, come on. It's like when Voss would go on Def Comedy Jam and get no reaction, and he'd be like, loosen up, people. And it's like, nobody's doing it. They're not even saying oof at you. You're getting a non-reaction.
It's a joke.
I love that that's the laugh that he chose.
I love Porcelain now, like, doing what we all do, which is like building his own universe.
Yes.
So like his own unique set of references that like Porcelain fans will go, Hardy.
The Porcelain verse.
Yeah, you go, oh, Matt Reese. Okay. I know this guy.
For the most part, the Unbearables were at first relatively fond of Eric Nimmer, especially given his service record as a former US Marine, and he was subsequently welcomed within the sheltered clique of senior bears. But following what was considered a roast battle with a bear known as Neri, the tide began to change. Eric Nimmer presented himself as an arrogant and cocky know-it-all, and his over-reliance on people's inability to get pussy as an insult crutch, coupled with his braggadocious overconfidence and hyperbolic grasp on the truth, many in the den had simply had enough.
Fucking emotional Eric. Like, fucking, I don't even know who you are, and you were mad you didn't get a shout out. Bro, like, I didn't even fucking know you yet. Because you are emotional Eric. You're so bitch made that I fucking got your goat and made you get on here. So what do you got, bro?
Okay.
There's nothing worse than when a fan owns people. Like when a guy who's not even like a pro, like a guy who's just, you know,
A listener, yeah.
Yeah, like just owns you, just destroys you. It's really embarrassing.
Did you print that over at Kinko's? What the fuck did you do, Nimmer? Fucking nothing. That's why no one's saying shit, because they feel bad for you right now, Nimmer. You're dying on stage. You're fucking dying on stage. Come on, Nimmer. I don't want to.
Some guy in a wood paneling room in his house.
This Johnny guy, by the way, is I know so many guys like him in New York. Like he's like literally everybody I would have hung out with in New York back in the day. Like a real fucking ball-breaking fuck that you like. If he wasn't friends with you and hanging out with you, you'd want to punch him in his face.
Oh yeah.
But he's always that guy talking to other people to boy, you fucking dying, come on, pal. You're like, man, I'd want to, like, I got plenty of friends that I go, God, if I wasn't friends with you, man, I'd fucking punch you.
Hurt your soul. You're a good fucking dude. You're a good fucking dude. I don't want to hurt you. Now I feel bad. I feel like I'm beating on a wounded dog right now. I'm sorry, Nimmer. I feel bad. I feel like I'm beating on a wounded dog.
It was widely considered that Neri had dominated Nimmer in his own field, embarrassing the self-claimed veteran in front of a panel of fellow bears on Google Hangouts. Eventually, a breakaway sect of bears would invest significant time and effort probing into the many wild claims of Eric Nimmer, starting with his service record.
I joined the military not because I really cared about the country, but just because I want white people to have to thank me for their freedom.
Nimmer,
Huh? Because, white people. Make them thank you.
would often boast of his time as a US Marine, claiming to have scores of kills across multiple tours on duty.
Yeah. I've sent so many people to go meet all their virgins.
Look at how he hold. I know I did this on Nightwave. And
No,
I
no, it's
apologize
okay.
to
Go ahead.
people.
I please.
People have heard me make this rant 50 times on
That's
Nightwave.
okay.
But look at how he holds that gun. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. If you handed me like a rifle like that, I'm going to hold it awkwardly too. I'm not Mr. fucking Rambo guy. But I mean, I know how to use a gun. I know how to use a gun, and I know how to properly use it and not hurt people. But I'd be stiff with. Look at how stiff he is with that gun in his hands. It's every Marine I've ever met in my life is like, just grab a gun, and they're like really loose about it. Like they've had a gun in their hands enough times. They know how to use one. They're like, they're just having it in a sling. They post some photos with it. Like he's so like, I hope it doesn't explode in my hands.
The other thing is that I mean I have quite a few friends also that are in the military, Army, the Marines. They don't. Maybe you'll tell me different, but they don't. At least none of my friends are out there, going, I've killed 26 people. Like they tend to be. At least mine are very, very kept to themselves about it.
Anyone who tells you the exact number of kills they have is lying. They're all liars. I don't know any fucking guys. Seriously, I don't know any guys that like, especially like the recon dudes. They're not like, yeah, you know how many guys I killed.
Yeah, I know, right? It's not.
And a lot of them, like, you ask a Marine, like, what are you? They'll go, I'm a skilled machine operator. Like, they don't even look at, like, they look at it so autistically. They're not, like, that's like asking a plumber, how many toilets have you unclogged? You know what I mean? They're like, I don't know. I fucking do it every day. Unclogged a lot of toilets. I didn't really keep a ledger.
Gorilla says that's a real nice POS civilian model AR. You're not properly handling their Nimmer.
Oh yeah, dude! All the unnecessary attachments. Again, I'm not going.
It looks like a USA Today. Fucking.
I went on a rant about this. You know what it is? I'll call it. I'm gonna call it. I didn't call it that on Nightwave, but I just thought of it now. He's fucking using the Hank U model. This is the Hank U model AR-15 that Hank U used to pose with the scopes and the big giant stock and the fucking long. It's like where you get a gun and you're like, there's so much shit on that that you don't need to properly kill a human being. If you know what you're doing, like this is why they make so many things illegal now, like the short barrel rifles
right.
and the because the deadliest weapons are the ones that you just make super powerful and compact that aim fucking accurately. That's all you need, and you'll kill people.
It's like so many.
Time and time again, he would refer to his experience as a US Marine, repeatedly boasting of his time with the Corps.
Like not a Lena Dunham side.
What's your background in military exactly?
Marine Corps.
Marine
Hoorah.
Corps.
Yeah.
So still a Marine.
Yeah, that's how we do it.
Can you? Is
You
he
see how
telling the truth?
uncomfortable he looks?
That is a lie. That
Do you see how uncomfortable he looked? No, I mean, did you see him?
he's
Yeah,
this whole
Marine Corps, hoorah!
This
Yeah,
whole segment is so
yeah.
And I hate people that like. This is one of those rants I go on all the time. Don't fucking lie to me. Like, lie to other people. Try to manipulate me, but don't lie to my face. I hate when
Right.
people do that shit because I'm not fucking stupid.
Lena Dunham side.
What's your background in military exactly?
Marine Corps.
Marine
Hoorah.
Corps.
Yeah.
So still a Marine.
Yeah, That's how we do it.
Now, what did you do personally? What was your role?
Oh, I did intel recon stuff, but
So there you go. So that's why.
that's why you have to get people out. Yeah, like that's
Intel recon stuff, but it's like where there's like 15 lying tells in there, but you notice the way he does the like, yeah, Marine.
I don't like this guy.
That's me. I'm in the porcelain.
I don't like this guy.
I don't care for him either.
I don't trust him.
Hey, Marine Corps, am I right? Hey, I gotta look off to the side here.
Keep fucking fixing your tie and looking off stage, shit dick. He sounds like he's unsure. Like, yeah, Marine Corps. I was Marine guy.
He would even display dog tags and dress in official Marine clothing to help support the narrative.
I'm a coward. Cool, bro. I mean, my shit been documented. I got medals for my shit.
Has he ever shown any of his medals?
No, he just shows that wrinkled flag.
Yeah, I could buy that on Amazon. Have you ever shown any medals or anything?
I don't know, because it would be taking it up a notch. It would be kicking it up.
It would
a
be
notch.
extra stolen. No, he's already gone on Crowder and said he's in the Marine Corps. So so far what it looks like we're dealing with here, fellas and ladies, is
and also, you know,
a case of stolen valor, right?
Yeah, guys that have actually gotten any medal, even if they do explain, like you would never hear them going, "I have medals." But if you said, "Hey, what kind of medals do you have?" Like, trust me, a Marine Corps guy is like that autistic. You go, "What kind of medals do you have?" "Oh, we got a Bronze Star because of one particular battle from November 26, 2007.
Yeah.
Like, they'll tell you exactly what, because they had to fill out a form, and then they had to go to an event, and then at the event, they had to hear somebody give a speech about that day. Like, so this guy's like, "I got all kinds of medals and shit, dog." That's not what you say. Could you imagine James Mad Dog Mattis? "I have all kinds of medals, dog. I'm out this bitch. I resign, Mr. President. My shit's been documented."
Can you also imagine?
Can you imagine James M. Mattis had this to say? "My shit been documented, dog."
You'll be another fucking ribbon.
However,
I don't think you get ribbons from murdering people in civilian life.
Did he basically say he's going to kill somebody?
Yeah, I guess.
No, because I mean, we were making fun of the flag and everything, but let's see.
My shit been documented. I got medals for my shit. You'll be another fucking ribbon.
He does know, though, right, that the military does not issue awards or bounties for murdered civilians. That I know of.
No, Mike. He got the Marine Corps confused with the Klingons.
Ah.
It's a similar structure.
Is that how they do it?
It's a similar structure. Every time you kill
in?
someone, yeah, you get a ribbon.
Okay, cool. It's very weird to me.
Okay,
You
and
got to use that weird sword that you hold in the middle.
Backlift.
It's one of the worst designed weapons.
Terrible
It's a
weapon.
poorly
I don't know why they're
designed
so
weapon.
deadly.
Like, why would you're not going to
what's
punch
better
with
than
a
that?
sword?
Any knife.
Any sword ever.
Yeah, I know.
However, for former unbearable
I hate
Chuck
this guy too.
Oh, this guy.
This guy's
over
the
here.
worst.
He thinks he's so cool.
He really thinks who the fuck he is. This Chuck guy.
Yeah.
Boris, otherwise known on YouTube as Locomotive Breath, merely suspecting Eric Nimmer was a lying piece of shit was not enough.
So I looked at
I
several
love Porcelain does not mince
No,
words.
he doesn't.
Like Richard Attenborough would have found a different way to say that, Porcelain. But you see, being dedicated to catching this rotten piece of shit.
websites that investigate claims of stolen valor. What I did is I noticed that the Fake Warrior Project is also affiliated with they're run by the same people, by the POW network as well. That's who I ended up contacting. I noticed that they had the same person was running it. I ended up getting her email address. And
It just cuts to a clip of Chuck going, second of all, he was black, so I knew he was lying. You know, like, Chuck, what are you doing, man?
And then one of his
We're winning them over. Relax, buddy.
And then one of his parody songs starts playing.
With a lot of G's releasing M's.
and asked her, how do I go about investigating a case of stolen valor? She and I were talking, and then almost like, I think about a day later, we got the preliminary back, which is not the definitive records. So basically, they said that nothing is definitive, though, until we get the actual FIOA request. So that's what we waited for.
he would submit 2 Freedom of Information requests to both departments of the US Army and the US Navy. The first FOIA request to return was from the United States Marine Corps headquarters, who replied with the following: "This responds to your August 7th, 2018 FOIA request for records about Eric Douglas Nimmer. We initiated a search of the files maintained by the Manpower Management Records and Performance Branch, but could not locate a DD Form 214, Certificate of Release or Discharge from Active Duty."
Hey, porcelain, here in America we call it a DD 214.
Get it right.
Yeah, it's America. All right, I know you ain't got guns or bacon over there, but try to learn some.
Stop putting yous in all your words.
Yeah, stop letting Muslims rape your sisters and your daughters.
The last one, most importantly.
For Mr. Nimmer. However, MMRP personnel were able to verify that Mr. Nimmer entered the United States Marine Corps on August 2nd, 2010, and was disenrolled on July 8th, 2011.
A lot of people are going, Big Bear, I thought you had to do 4 years. 4-year contracts in the military, Big Bear. How did Eric Nimmer get out in less than a year? Was he just that good, Big Bear?
It appears Eric Nimmer did
My
enroll
theory is actually that he killed so many people on his first day.
Oh,
they
just too
let
many.
him retire. They were like,
It was
so
just
good.
a lot of people.
Yeah, like that's why we're pulling out of most of these countries.
Oh,
It's
okay.
Eric Nimmer.
That makes sense. Wow, thank you for your service.
in the US Marine Corps, but had disenrolled less than a year later.
Yeah, he has 9 confirmed kills in Afghanistan, 4 tours of duty.
His editing is brutal. The fucking Owen Benjamin talking over the screen.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh boy. Oh, Porcelain's a dick.
27 years old. Great guy.
Of the numerous possible reasons for a Marine's disenrollment, many seem to refer to the individual's poor academic, physical or professional performance or standards. In accordance to the Certificate of Understanding Reasons for Disenrollment, this action is one made prior entrance on active duty, and can be triggered by such things as failure to maintain a cumulative average of C or higher.
Well, the theory somebody keeps telling me too is that, well, you know how the Marines have to swim and
Yeah.
be amphibious?
Oh, come on, man.
No, I just
Don't even. Don't.
But
don't. I
there
know what you're
are-
going to say.
There's fewer black Marines, generally speaking. I mean, and I'm not saying they're not brave and they don't serve many other functions in our nation's mighty military, but the Marines, generally speaking, less black guys. Like if you go to dive school, I know guys that have been through Marine dive school, and they're like, black people statistically are so bad at dive school. And they're like, and I have like friends that are like, bro, you take them to jump school, paratrooper shit, shooting people, crawling through, like all that shit, grade A plus. Get them in a fucking pool, hold them, try to do like the swim with your gear on shit, and it's just not happening.
See, the black Marine.
People, guys, a black guy would never beat a shark underwater.
That's not a racist statement.
I know, it's true.
Who would beat a shark underwater?
No, you're right. It's a good point. Sorry, back to the documentary.
Or failure to maintain the prescribed physical, academic, moral, or professional standards.
And he's a fucking Marine.
And so we like scrapped. Black people are violent. Yes.
Well, no, but he's the trained guy.
Gang.
The
The
Marines.
Yeah.
He's the trained
I'm
version.
the reason why you don't want this race.
Hey, Owen, maybe try to get that train joke one more time. The first time they didn't hear you. The second time, maybe if you say the train thing one more time. If you say train one more time, Drops of Jupiter starts playing.
Seriously, Joe Biden's going to walk in the room.
You're right. Did someone say train?
Oh, shit. You're right, Jordan. We heard you.
Jesus.
Were to pop up.
Yeah,
At
no.
least 7 of you up.
On November 29th,
No. But what I was saying was the train thing.
Yeah, we heard you, Owen. The train. We got it.
It's my name. It's my show, guys. God, you think that bugs Owen at all the shows when somebody else is being funny for a minute? guys, it's my show.
Why you don't want this race war to pop up.
Yeah,
At least
no.
7 of you up.
on November 29th, 2018, A response from the Freedom of
All right,
Information
can I just say something? Somebody in the chat just wrote this. Steve Pinder claims to have seen Nimmer's DD-214. All right, well, Steve Pinder is a Jew who wears karate outfits and beats up little kids in strip malls. So I don't give a fuck. And he owns snakes. So that's 3 strikes.
No, dude, the reason people respect you so much is because you're a huge snake.
He has pet snakes, he's a Jew, and he fights kids in strip mall karate schools. So I don't care what Steven Pinder has to say about anything. I don't even care what Steven Pinder's opinion is on beating up kids in karate classes or snakes.
Pinder is a mall ninja, bareback.
He took a couple classes of Rex Kwon-Do.
Yeah, his karate school always smells like the Subway next door.
he learned all his karate from a guy in American flag pants. All right, guy, can we take this seriously?
We're not taking this seriously.
The reason why you don't want this race war to pop up.
Yeah,
At least 7 of you up.
On November 29th.
So on top of everything, Nimmer also thinks he's some sort of badass that's going to fight people. On top of all that, how tall is he? 5'3"? Like he's
a little guy.
He's not an imposing man.
I'm surprised Owen Benjamin doesn't think he's a child molester, homosexual, communist, Satanist. Yeah, because they're
Look,
all...
man, Steve Nimmer's 5'7", okay? So he fucks kids, dude.
You think Eric Nimmer just wears platform shoes around Owen all the time? He's tricked him.
Fucking stilts.
He's wearing stilts, dude.
Dude, I don't care about stilts. We don't even... Guys, we don't even have the technology to make the same stilts we had in the 50s.
2018, a response from the Freedom of Information Office at the U.S. Army Human Resources Command.
You know, Dog Munch has the greatest point that nobody has brought up since the beginning of this whole thing. Where are his Marine buddies?
Oh, yeah.
Like, the Marines I know, I know some Marines that are actually, not even likable people. But old guys from their unit still stay in touch with them.
It's
I know Marines that have been out of the Marines for 20 years, but if somebody came out right now and were this guy raped me or this guy did this or whatever, 4 old Marines would come out of the woodwork from across the country and go, he is a good man. We fought together. Where are his fucking Marine buddies?
Now, by the way, just to be clear here, I don't think Owen knows that he's, maybe now he might think that he's lying. I think Owen genuinely just took him for face value. Why wouldn't you, right? If somebody says something, you take him for face value. However, it's going to be very funny to see if he does address this, right?
He has marketed himself as
base text and deactivated his Twitter.
I'm verifying that because these people, no offense, no, his tweets are protected.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, I got to be honest. Some of you, and it is Canonymous. Canonymous isn't very good with social media and technology.
Got it. Fair enough. All right. Back to the documentary.
A response from the Freedom of Information Office at the U.S. Army Human Resources Command confirmed that records pertaining to Mr. Eric D. Nimmer Jr. are not located within the Army Military Human Resources record, and that an additional search was also conducted at the National Personnel Records Center in St. Louis, Missouri, with negative results. This again seemed to wildly contradict with Nimmer's proud representation as a member of the U.S. Armed Services.
And his life experience, 4 tours in the Marines.
It was determined.
You're dick, Porcelain. You know exactly what you're doing, and I love it, but you're a dick. Perfect. What a perfect cut to Owen going, yeah, man, 4 years in the Marines.
That a basic pay entry for Eric D. Nimmer was actually found, dated 26th of June 2013, with a current rank of specialist.
Now, again, maybe he's in the National Guard. Maybe he's the most heroic member of the National Guard to ever live. He could be the fucking Rambo of the National Guard. I don't know. But he reps this Marine shit. USMC. Ooh, rah. Wrinkled up shitty Marine flag balled up on your bed. Ooh, rah. Semper Fi.
It soon came to light that Eric Nimmer had in fact disenrolled from the US Marine Corps for what could be assumed as academic or physical limitations. The basic pay entries in 2013 were actually from when Nimmer spent time with the National Guard under the purview of the US Army. Furthermore, Eric Nimmer's LinkedIn profile seemed to show the Uncle Tom thumb as serving in the
Uncle Tom.
He's
the greatest. Porcelain's the greatest in the game.
United States Marine Corps from 2009 to 2013. Not only does this wildly contradict with the aforementioned FOIA request, but his alleged time at university too. Having been questioned by former Bears as to these inconsistencies, Nimmer responded by deleting his LinkedIn profile and purging every video mentioning his service record.
Weird, right?
What?
Really weird.
What?
To this day, Eric Nimmer still claims he served and killed in active duty as a US Marine.
My buddy Eric Nimmer, great comedian, he was telling me about getting fired on in Afghanistan. I don't know what shithole he was serving in, but
there exists a veritable chasm of insanity once you burrow your way down the Eric Nimmer rabbit hole. For example, his continuously lewd and harassing tone towards women would regularly undermine actual unbearable relationships, with Nimmer often speaking of getting into your girl and stretching before I stretch her. This disgusting level of disrespect towards bears, in a community designed in part to bring men together, was conveniently ignored by Owen Benjamin.
I tell you guys, I was recon, good friends of mine are SEALs, and I give them shit because I always call them the sea lions and say they're pussies. Because, the Marine Force reconnaissance is better. It is.
And during an episode of Nightwave where Nimmer's records are finally revealed in full, the naval swindler responded by immediately setting his Twitter and Instagram accounts to private.
What'd you do?
So, I guess we had a lot of people watching, and I guess a couple people wanted to ask him questions.
Okay, fair question. That's fair.
About his military service.
And you think he would be proud to talk about it because he served? Was he proud to talk about it because he served?
He didn't seem proud. He just made all his accounts private.
Oh.
Which was strange. Weird move, I know. And it started making comments disabled on his YouTube account. Which, by the way, that takes effort, guys. That's not like going into it's easy to make your Twitter private or your Instagram private. There's literally just a button. But like YouTube, you got to go into your settings and then channel and then set. It's a whole thing. So he ran around and scrambled to hide everything he could because he felt it coming.
It was. Frozen goes, I get that they're rivals within the military, but they wouldn't bash each other that bad.
No, not and it's certainly not the fucking civilians.
I've seen them.
First of all, I don't have to fucking explain. I was in Fallujah with Amy Schumer doing a bunch of cocaine. I was fucking there. I don't explain to you. Buy your fucking ticket.
Yeah, normally they do that to each other. I've seen that. I've had buddies, my buddy in the Marine
they break
Corps
each other's
and
balls.
but they wouldn't. I've never had a Marine talk shit about the Army when there wasn't an Army guy around, for example.
Yeah. Or if they were breaking balls and I walked in a room and went, yeah, I know, right? Army faggots. The whole room would go, what?
The jukebox would stop.
Oh.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know. Well, we're having a thing here.
But I'm not part of the thing, am I?
I will tell you a funny story, though. When I lived in Jacksonville, North Carolina, I went to the movies once, and it was full of Marines. And Marines and their wives. I forget what movie it was. I think it was Iron Man, actually. It was the first Iron Man movie. And there was they were trying to get recruitment commercials, so they had was it the Coast Guard? Might have been the Coast Guard or the Army. It was one of those. The booze in that building, it was fucking hilarious. But there was no menace behind it. It was just the Coast Guard, and it was boo. It was just all Marines. It was very funny. And they all laughed, and I was like, all right, that's kind of funny.
Swindler responded by immediately setting his Twitter and Instagram accounts to private.
Hey Nimmer, I know you're watching, you little panicky Pete. It's over for you. Do you understand me? And this isn't from me, pal. This is from the Bears, whose fucking girlfriends you bragged about how you were gonna stretch them out. This is for Canonimus. I know it took a year. I know it took a while. I know, like, oh, fuck. I thought that blew over. No, it didn't blow over. This is just the beginning, pal. You fake fucking stolen valor cocksucker.
Oh, and there's also suggestions Eric Nimmer had sexual relations with an unconvincing transgender, but to each.
There was that too.
Okay. See, I didn't know this either.
There was that too. That is a story I'd heard as well, that he did a Periscope. I was on Periscope with some transsexual drinking Colt 45s at my house. Don't tell my wife. Yeah, I don't know what. It was one of those things that were like jokes were and innuendos were made, and then the next day he got up and deleted all of it.
Oh man, and this thing looks like Garth from fucking Wayne's World.
It really does. You know what it looks like? Looks like a tranny version of Dwayne from The Office.
Dwight from The Office.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Dwight.
Yes, and you're right. Yes, you're right.
Tranny version of Dwight from The Office, or kind of looks like, who's that guy that always works with Ricky Gervais?
Oh, Stephen Merchant.
Stephen
yes,
Merchant.
Stephen
It's
Merchant.
a tranny Stephen Merchant.
Tranny Stephen Merchant.
Each their own.
Well, it's a little clip we got.
Doesn't look like it's going to be that good, right?
No, fuck, cannot wait.
Like I'm a little, I don't know, man. I hope Porcelain really brings it, because this is very underwhelming.
Everything was good except for that Nightwave guy.
The
not
Nightwave
like him.
guy sucks. And the narrator's voice
it's terrible.
It's not good.
It's not the best I've ever heard. So we agree at this point there's enough information to say he's stealing valor?
Oh, he's absolutely, he's a liar. That is stolen valor. You don't get to go, oh, Marines, because you never served in the Marines. Mm-hmm. You flunked out of Marine school. That's what happened.
Well, that's what we're thinking happened anyway, right?
No, that's what happened.
Yeah.
I'll say it. Will you sue me, Eric? You would have had your fucking DD-214 out days ago. Go ahead. Sue me. Sue me. Sue Mike Shilley and
He hasn't even has he even shown his uniform?
No, in fact, he's made it harder to see anything he's done because he made everything private. He went all Tonka saw on us.
He's in a wheelchair now?
I hope. Keeps this shit up.